And just like that, we've made it to Thursday. Thursday, March the 2nd, 2023. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. This is Things You Might Not Have Heard for today, being Thursday, March the 2nd, 2023. We're going to give you in just a few minutes five, six, seven, eight, nine stories. We snuck in an extra story today because I had two super related stories that sort of made sense. So we're going to sneak in an extra story and try to get our best to do our best to stay within the realm of time, staying pithy, as my boy O would tell me. So we're going to do our best to do that and sneak it in there. What we're going to give to you are in those nine stories. These are the latest in information from politics, current events, and pop culture from yesterday. And as your go-to source for unconventional news stories, a lot of them are unconventional, and a lot of them are tying in ways that you may have missed. Some you may have gotten, some you may not have. But today, this morning, we're going to get you started up for your morning on a great start with great stories. Now, you can help make us pick the right stories with the curating part. We'll tell you about that after we're done with the headlines. But right now, remind you that our main website, this is a conversationproject.com, exists to tell you guys what we do all day long. So check it out for more details on that. Right now, 9 stories that were vetted by you, created by me, Jay Cleveland Payne. Starting off with this one, which is really top line story people are talking about right now. Jalen Carter, NFL draft prospect, wanted in connection to fatal crash. Now, as of right now, he has turned himself in to police. He has put on his social media that he is innocent, and when all the facts come out, things will be grand and he will be better. Everyone will love he'll love him again, I guess. Here's what happened. Jalen Carter is one of the players on the University of Georgia football team that just won a national championship. They're second in a row. After their parade celebration, late into the evening after the day of the parade, Carter was driving very, very fast and in a car crash, which was initially sold to be a single car crash, and a teammate and another student worker died in that crash. Things didn't sound very well. Turned out it looks like it was two cars racing with the female worker for the students in the other car, and that's what happened happened to have the crash. Carter has been charged with reckless endangerment and racing and other things. He is literally, a few months away from being a big-time millionaire. He's expected to be one of the top 5 picks in the draft. He is not right now working at an NFL combine. He's not working out in front of any scouts because he's got legal issues right now. We're going to see how this thing plays out. Like I said, he's turned himself in. We'll see what happens when more of the details come out, but he is claiming his full innocence at this time. Kobe Bryant family settles the helicopter crash photos lawsuit for $28.5 million. The family of Kobe Bryant has agreed to a $28.5 million settlement with the Los Angeles County, which includes a newly agreed upon payment of $13.5 million and the $15 million federal jury awarded Bryant in his widow in the original case. Ms. Bryant's attorneys, and she said she fought to hold accountable those who entangled in the grotesque conduct. And the attorneys representing LA County called the statement fair and reasonable. What happened? Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 other players were flying in a helicopter to a basketball game that crashed in the mountains west of Los Angeles. Deputies and firefighters took pictures of the scene and of the wreckage, and they were supposed to be, scene footage, but they were shared in regular media and across the world. Vanessa Bryant, extremely upset, sued for a lot of money, and this is what happened. Jay Leno shows off brand new face on Kelly Clarkson Show following burn accident. He had a joke about being the new face of comedy. He dropped that line twice in the interview after, of course, his really bad burn accident. Of course, this was followed by a really bad crash, so we're going to see whether they actually take the keys away from his cars, that being Jay Leno. But we do know that he's back on the scene. He's back doing comedy, back doing more or less a 75-80% schedule with his physical therapy going on. But Jay Leno back in the scene, literally in the scene, after the subject of the incident that burnt his hands, his face, and his chest while working on his car. 2 stories dealing with the TikTok. First one, TikTok will limit teens to 60 minutes of screen time a day, but you can turn it off. By default, teens or people who are teens or happen to be not smart enough to say they're 21 will have the default turn on to their TikTok accounts as they log in, as they go through it, to cut them off after 60 minutes of actual video time. However, this is a fairly easy thing to turn off. It's not even a parental control. It's just if you say you're a teenager, it's set, then you go to your settings and turn it off. Will this matter? Maybe, maybe not, because Brandon may have something to say about this. U.S. House panel approves bill giving Biden power to ban TikTok. TikTok is being banned across many places, not because it's a pure waste of time, because it is, because they don't really know what's going on. TikTok is owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, and ByteDance, as a Chinese company, is compelled to turn over data from its energies whenever China wants it. China also has bans on TikTok where there are things like 60-minute limits for teenagers that they can't turn off because China just does not allow that stuff. Here they don't, and we'll see what happens. So a ban for TikTok may be a national thing, not so much for the people, or we'll see what happens, but specifically for government entities, those things like that. Many government entities, many private entities, many companies, many schools have banned TikTok on the phones of their staff and members of that folks. You can't really ban it from all the kids, but they've done their job to keep it off of stuff because they don't know where the data is going. We don't know where the data is going, and maybe there may be a bill for the states, all united of them, to deal with the TikTok at one shot. Our next story: thousands of sealed MTG cards tossed into Texas landfill. Pretty much a geek one story here, but a Redditor was out, dumpster diving essentially. Just saw out in the landfill and saw where some cards were discovered from Magic the Gathering. Some very impressive cards, packets, if you will. He thought they were just a couple pallets, and he looked into it and saw it was not just a couple boxes, but like 3 or 4 pallets stacked high of cards that were just discarded and thrown away. Now, many people are a bit upset because they seem to be very valuable cards out there that could be used. The Redditor pulled some packs to see exactly what was in there, to see what was there. Not exactly the greatest condition, because when you throw things in landfill, they get all crushed up. But very good Magic the Gathering cards worth a whole lot of money out in the middle of a Texas landfill. Their origin, right now, unknown. Cardi B and Offset, McDonald's meal draws franchise backlash. What does that mean? Well, if you are a person who has watched the McDonald's commercials over the past, I think probably 2 years they've done this, they've had these special meals that are attached to musical artists. And all the musical artists seem to be rappers and hip-hop folks and people that, oddly enough, I have no idea who they are. The J Balvin meal, I don't know who J Balvin meal, but it's, it's something that ties into stuff that the youth are into. For Valentine's Day, Cardi B and Offset had a branded meal, which was a couple burgers, an apple pie, some fries, an orange drink, and a Coke. Pretty cool, right? Well, the problem is many of the franchisees, the people who actually run McDonald's, didn't want to promote it, don't want to deal with it, don't want no part of Cardi B and Offset. Why not? They're lovers. They're a cute little couple. She talks with a little squeaky voice. What's about that? They aren't down with the music. And they have, I guess, a reason to be not down the music and not wanting to push the promotion. However, national promotion, something to bring people in. This is a lot like saying Happy Meals not wanting to deal with Teletubbies. I'm not sure why Teletubbies popped in my head, but because, the Teletubby with the purse back in the day. And them saying, we're not doing Teletubby toys because the Teletubby carries a purse. Horrible analogy, but you get the point. The franchisees are backing off on this stuff because they aren't fans of the music that are promoted in the promotion by Cardi B and Offset by association. The meal's still going there. I've actually not seen it anywhere in our local places because I just hadn't freaking many McDonald's. But the commercials are everywhere. I'm sure it's still out there. It's past Valentine's Day. I think it's a promotion that's good for another month or so. We'll see what happens with the backlash on this and whether we'll actually have a bigger discussion on this. Is this something that's worth talking about? You guys voted it up, so it's here. We'll have more discussions on it. That is, of course, up to you in the voting process. Peru, mummy found in man's delivery bag in Peru. Peru, mummy found in man's delivery bag in Peru. I cut that second Peru out, I guess. So this is a story that usually has drinks involved. But what happened was a man in a delivery van had a bag or car, a little delivery, like a like a foodie thing, was delivering stuff, and he got pulled over because apparently he was driving intoxicated. They opened up his bag and found a mummy, a nearly 600, maybe 800-year-old mummy. Then the guy said, "This was my spirit mummy. I hang with it. She's my girlfriend." Number one, it was a male mummy. Number two, what they really believed happened was some people were kind of messing around at a archaeological dig in Peru, probably alcohol involved in that one, found some mummy, put it in the bag, and they were just driving around with it for a few days. That's pretty much what they expect happened. The guy in custody, Mr. Cesar Bermermo, is, of course, dealing with the consequences of one night of drunken debauchery and one trail of nights sleeping with a mummy, I guess. It's all kind of weird. And Justin Bieber officially cancels the remainder of his Justice World Tour after previous delays. Now, they're all done. He has essentially announced it is over at this point. In September, Bieber announced that he canceling the remainder of his world tour to take the rest of time off to get better. Now the whole tour is just basically done. All the dates are set. Justin Bieber having some medical issues, so we want him to get better because we just want him to, like we say, stay hydrated, stay limber, stay on task. He's got more things to do, so he can continue on with a life and not just a life entertaining us. So we hope that things do get better going forward. But as of this point, this tour is officially DUN done. Let's go to our teaser story for today. This is a story that we may chat up if you deem this one worthy of chatting up. And it's simple. You just go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/This Is a Conversation Project and Twitter.com/TH_conversation. And as you vote it up, which is mean just engage in the story, we will chat up the stories that are the biggest. This one is posted before we went on the air, so it's out there now. So go check for it. It may pop up in your feed randomly. You may have to go looking for it. Judy Blume asked that you stop being so weird about what your kids read. Big news these days about the banning of books in various places. And Judy Blume, who wrote some pretty out there books that everybody seems to love, even though they went to some pretty heavy content back in the day, and still kind of heavy right now, is saying, back off, crazy parents and you weird school board people. Let the kids just read it and learn for themselves. Go into the story. We can chat this one up if you deem this chat worthy by you engaging with it. Like it, love it, hate it, share it in the feeds on Facebook and Twitter. And tomorrow we will pick from the top 15 of the 30 or so stories we post in a day. And then we will give you 8 of those. We probably won't do 9 tomorrow. We'll try to do it on the reel for your Friday. Let's move on to talking about our sponsor today. Our main sponsor today is Flowers Fast. Flowers Fast, that's how you say it. Not so fast. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/flowersfast and get in on your floral work early and maybe even often. Flowers Fast is a online website that is attached to all the FTD sites across the world, if you will. So if you get your call in early in the day, you can probably get your flowers delivered sometime that day. Flowers Fast is a great thing to keep on your listing of places to go when you're in trouble or you're behind or getting a gift or you just want to do something special out of the blue. Get it done fast. Done with flowers and other great things that the florist can do. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/flowersfast. And remember, this is an affiliate link, so we get a little bit back from when you go to the Flowers Fast people. Things you might have heard is a part of the Conversation Project, and it all lives. Everything we have is at thisisaconversationproject.com. Go to our website, find out more things about what we have, what we're doing, what we're trying to do going forward. We put it all on the website and ask you to go there because it makes this thing a whole lot just faster. Less sales stuff here. You go there and find it yourself. Now, I'm asking you today, every day in the entire month of March, we're going to do a bit of begging, and that is what we're going to do. We're trying to get another $200 per month gathered for additional expenses to hire on some people and add some equipment. So once we get that settled, once we get that in the process, once we get that going forward, we know we are stable on that one. So go to our website, go to our partnerships page, and click on the links to partner up with us. Look for the Buy Me a Coffee link and become a monthly sponsor to help make sure we're going to maintain some things. Once we hit that goal of $200, we'll know we'll be set on the next coming months to expand. It's time for us to expand, and we need a little help. So go to our partnerships page at the website, and also just go to the page and find out about us at thisisaconversationproject.com. Fun stuff now to get to, and that is starting off with today things and the birthdays. Yay, the birthdays from March the 2nd. So it is officially John Bon Jovi Day, and this is especially for you, Terry. It's all about you and your love for Mr. Bon Jovi and the band, but Mr. Bon Jovi, hitting a big 6-1 on today. Daniel Craig, who's getting his work done in the Glass Onion movie, and of course James Bond. I don't think he's pretty much done with James Bond. 55 years old. So if 45 to 50 is your perfect age for a Bond person, I think Idris Elba fits the bill. And he's black. Bryce Dallas Howard, Ford, turning 42 years old today. The daughter of some dude named Howard who did a couple things, and I know he's in the business. I guess he's done some good work. Is doing good work on her own, of course, starring in the Jurassic Park movies and a bunch of stuff. The thing about her, to be honest, that really was a standout was her role she had in the Black Mirror episode, where everybody had their influence numbers going up, and she was working to get it up. And then a string of consequences brought her down to like a negative number. And then she found a little bit of happiness in not having to be such a popular person. Bryce Dallas Howard, 42 years old on the day. Many days to rattle off and celebrate, but we're going to focus on this one right here, and it is World Teen Mental Wellness Day. We've had lots and lots and lots and lots of studies about children and teenagers and adults who are not doing so great right now in their mental wellness. And so let's take a moment today to think about that. We have a lot of talk about girls having issues and boys having issues and teens having issues and why they're happening. A lot of them stem from the 2.5 years, all the craziness of the pandemic, literally disrupting normal life and normal production and normal progression through life. Right now, we're back to some semblance of the normal, and it doesn't feel all that normal, to be honest. So take a moment today and acknowledge World Teen Mental Wellness Day. And acknowledge your mental wellness, whether you're a teen or not, because it's never a bad time to take a break and see what's going on. Now, your history lesson for today. Today in history, 1962, Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia Warriors, then the Warriors in Philadelphia, scored an NBA record 100 points in a game against the New York Knicks. Now, looking back on this game, Wilt Chamberlain said this was probably one of the worst games he actually played in his life because it was just kind of just throwing stuff up and people getting out of the way and whatever, because it wasn't competitive. It was just, hey, what's going for 100? Let's make this thing happen, which is great for history and great for Wilt, but not so much great for the game as it was at the time. Although this is a great bit of lore that everybody loves to bring up, and one of the things that makes Wilt Chamberlain one of the greatest of all time. Finally, one more thing you might not have heard. Speaking of the kids, if a kid tells you they want pizza for breakfast, you may want to listen. It turns out that deliciously doughy food may be a good alternative to traditional breakfast, even healthier than boxed cereal. A nutrition report expert named Chelsea Amer shared that pizza is packed with protein, something your body desperately needs to get through the day. An average slice of pizza and a bowl of cereal with whole milk contains nearly the same amount of calories. However, pizza packs a much more powerful protein punch, which will keep you feeling full throughout the morning. A lot of breakfast cereals are also high in sugar, so swapping out the Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops for a slice could certainly make it a more balanced meal for you and your kids. Pizza for breakfast, the true breakfast of champions. And now, we're done. Thursday, March the 2nd, 2023 is today. This has been Things You Might Not Have Heard for this day. Thank you so much for joining us for this ride with us. And I am glad that you're joining us for all the stuff. Thank you for all the kudos we're getting to. A lot of the things we've added into, including the history thing. My service has a separate tab for history stuff. So I figured, let's add another 30 seconds to the thing, because how can we not struggle to keep this thing under 20 minutes by adding more time to it? That's what we do. Make sure you stay hydrated, stay limber, and stay on task for all the grand things you are meant to do on the day. World Teen Mental Wellness Awareness. Think about it on the day. If there's a teen in your life, go talk to them. If there's not a teen in your life, go talk to yourself. This may be a day that you need to sit down with yourself and see how things work out for the better for you, for your mental awareness as well. In the meantime, we're all planning to do this one more time tomorrow, so let's put in the plans. Let's get to work. We're posting news stories every 50 minutes for you to enjoy, engage in, and tell us what to talk about tomorrow. So you do you, I'll do me. We'll join together tomorrow about 5:50. That almost rhymed. We'll see you tomorrow.